Hi, first graders. So long time no math video, but today we're definitely doing a math video. So we're learning about number lines. We're kind of looking at them just like a ruler or a tape measure. And we're looking to find values on the number lines depending on what we know. So let's see an example, okay? Here is my number line, and I have two endpoints, okay? So technically, parent's not a line, but line segment. And those endpoints we'll need to pay attention to in the future, okay? So that's an endpoint, that's an endpoint, where the line is ending right now. And we know some information. We know that this is 50. We also know that this other endpoint is 110. And then we have some hash marks on the line. And we have one right there, another one right there, another one right there, and right there. And each of those hash marks represents from here to here is a unit, just like if you were imagining these in centimeters, that this would be a centimeter, a unit of certain centimeters, this would be a unit of certain centimeters, right? So each one of these is a unit, and each one equals the same. So if this were equal to 3, this would be equal to 3. This would be equal to 3. This would be equal to 3. Or whatever it is equal to. So we are looking for what the value of A is. And A is right there on that hash mark. So we know a couple of things. We know this endpoint, we know this endpoint. How do we find out what the value of A is? So there's a couple things you can do. You can check and guess and check. So you might say, well, it's probably going to be 5 or 10 because that's what we're dealing with right now. We're not dealing with any strange numbers. So let's just count forward starting at 50 by 10. See if we can get to 110 by doing that. So 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110. Bing, bing, bing. That was it. So we could also do that backwards. We could count backwards. 110, 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50. Okay, so 110, 100. So we know our A, the value of A, is 90. So if I asked you what each unit's length was, what is the length of each unit? You would just say, oh, well, we were jumping by 10. So every single one of these little hash marks between here and here is a value of 10. We're jumping by 10. We're counting. We can count up by 10. We can count down by 10. But let's say I didn't guess correctly. Let's say that I said, well, maybe they're counting by 5s. Let me see. So 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. Uh-oh. Did we get to 80 here? No, we did not. Therefore, that can't be right. So I would just pick a new number. And because we're really only dealing with 5s and 10s, you don't have that many choices. So this is a one way that you can find out what a certain value is on the number line when you know something about the number line. Look for another video that will talk a little bit more about this.